Hey, I'm Scott, and I'm an American in Bangkok. It's 6:45 a.m. on a Sunday, and why am I up at 6:45? Well, obviously to make this video, but I've been up for 3 hours. I'm getting ready for my trip from Chiang Rai to Chiang Mai, packing all my stuff, double checking that I have everything, making lists of things that I need, eliminating things I don't need. My wife is coming home today from her business trip, so I got to make sure our house is prepared for her. In other words, it's not so messy because my kids like to throw their stuff around. I got to make sure they pick up after themselves. Little stuff like that. We need to go to the mall today. The kids need a couple of things. I need a couple of things. I promised them I would take them out to lunch. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and quite frankly, this trip is something that I haven't done anything like this in about 25 years, maybe 30 years. A long time. And I'm anxious to see if my hip will hold up and how my body will hold up, because this is not a day trip across Thailand. This is a lengthier journey. This is close to a week. I'm hoping it's maybe 5 days at the most, but we'll see. Anyway, you can follow me. I will probably be uploading some videos from my iPhone. I'm not going to bring my laptop. I'll be doing updates on my Twitter, on Facebook, and let's see what else. Yeah, there will be videos going up, but that's why I haven't been doing my daily vlogs. I have a lot of stuff that I've already filmed that I need to put up, mainly going out and buying some of the stuff that I need for this trip. But for now, I got a letter from this guy, and he writes, "Hello, Scott. So I was wondering what advice you have for me regarding gaining a work permit. I am from Indiana, but only have my high school diploma. That makes it difficult. Not impossible, but very difficult. I was not fortunate enough to get a college education earlier on in life. What would be all the possible ways that I could gain a work permit, and also what ways would be the most easy to do so without possessing a college degree? There is no easy way. I hate to tell you that. You want to try to work here and do something online, or you want to be like a what do you call it, a poker player or something, do some gambling or something like that. You want to be a day trader. Okay, that's one thing. You want to try to do some writing or photography. That's one thing, but unless, in the case of writing and photography, unless you get a media visa, which you need to qualify for, you're not going to be able to get a work permit. But if you do get the media visa, you will be able to get press credentials, which is a little bit, it's nice. So those things you can do, but with the exception of writing and photography, you're not going to get a work permit. And you do need to have a fair amount of skill to write and be credentialed to be able to get the media visa. And like I said, you need to qualify to do so. And most people, they're just not going to jump in and start doing that. It's just not that, it's not quite that easy. Most people who do this, they've been involved in one way or the other, writing or shooting photos. I know a guy who has his work permit because he covers Muay Thai. Now, the thing is he's been involved in the sport for many, many years in one form or another, and he started writing about it. He started taking photos, and it was kind of like what I did, where I was involved in travel and boxing, and I started doing it technically illegally. But then I figured, hey, I better get legal, and I think I can do this, and that's what I did. Now, aside from that, if you don't have a college degree, your chances are slim that you're going to get a work permit. There are some schools that will say that, oh, you can work for us and you don't need a work permit. You can teach English, but you're still illegal. And I don't know of any, but well, I've heard of like one guy who has a work permit and he doesn't have a degree and he teaches English. But this guy has been with the same place for many years. Before it was necessary to have a college degree in order to get a work permit. But I thought about something and I decided to talk to some of my friends about this. I decided to ask them a few questions. Out of 8 people, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people out of 8 are retired and living off of pensions or retirement. And one guy, he has a business based in Singapore, and actually, I don't think he has a work permit. Another guy, he works teaching English, and he doesn't have a work permit. I know that for a fact. And let's see. Another guy has his visa, and he's a chemist. There's another person I know that's a teacher. He does have his. I know him through one of the guys that I was just talking about, and he is a teacher. He does have his work permit. And then there's another buddy of mine who works as an IT consultant. He's actually like a customer service rep, and he is very, very knowledgeable. He has all kinds of certification from Microsoft and all these other places. He's constantly upgrading these certificates and these whatever he's got. And he's been here for, I think, 22 years. So he has his work permit. Now, I have to say, I don't like hang out really. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't really hang out with guys who are like 20 years old or 25 years old. Maybe early 30s. But so I don't really know any like 20-year-olds or 25-year-olds, people from say 20 to 30 who are working here and that have their work permits. Now, I'm sure that there are, but I would say that the majority are not, because by the time you're say 20, you don't have much life experience in the way of business. You don't have a lot of experience working for a company. And so the jobs the good jobs in Thailand that people have, that they have work permits, and let's say they're working for some kind of a international company or Fortune 500 company or whatever, they're giving them to the people who have put their time in and paid their dues. They're giving them to the people who want to be here, and they're not going to give some guy right out of college a position in Bangkok, which is a highly coveted place for numerous reasons. They're usually not going to do that. Now, perhaps the exception would be people working in the hotel industry. If you worked in the hotel industry, perhaps you could work your way in somehow. I don't really know. I know that there are some chefs. I knew a chef that worked in Russia. I knew a couple that worked here in Thailand, and basically they went to school, a culinary arts school, and I guess they got some kind of certification, and they graduated from these schools, and then they were able to work for these hotels, and they loved what they were doing. But first of all, one thing that strikes me out of this, and nobody really talks about this, is that you have to think to yourself, what qualifications do you have? What qualifications do you have for an employer? Now, if you came to me and said, I want to work in Thailand, I love it here, and I don't want to leave here, I would be like, yes, so? Do I really care as an employer what you want? No, I don't. I don't really care in the beginning if I'm going to hire you. I don't care what you want. What I care is, what can you do for me? Are you somebody that is reliable, that knows his job, that you can count on in a pinch to not go off on the rails? I know, my buddy, the IT guy, uh, he just went home to the United States, and I know that he was working from the United States. He was working uh, online with some of his customers while he was on his holiday, and that's the kind of guy he is. He'll come home sometimes, and one of his customers will go online at 10 o'clock at night, and he's not really getting paid for it. And he'll answer the computer and start helping the guy. And that's why, and not only that, but like I said, he has all kinds of certification, and he's very knowledgeable in his field. That's why his employer keeps him on, and he goes there every single day, day in, day out, without fail. He doesn't. I mean, it really takes a lot for him not to go to work. I think he had an accident once where he fractured his ankle, and he didn't go the first day, and then the next day he went to work. He fractured his ankle, went to the doctor. The next day he didn't go to work because his leg was so swollen and he was in a lot of pain. And the very next day, he was at work. And the employers like that. And, you got to remember that this place is, it's an employer's kind of place. This place favors employers because there are so many people that want to work here. Very few people have the qualifications or some kind of a skill where they can go, you know what? You don't give me what I want, I'm leaving. And they're like, no, you stay. There are very few people like that. There are people like this. Somebody like a chemist who is highly skilled. But if you're writing me and you don't write me with any qualifications, the only thing I can assume is that you really have none. The only qualification in your mind is that you really want to be here. But there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people who want to be here. They want to live here. They want a better life. A lot of times, because I speak to Westerners on this channel, although there are other people that follow the channel, I know, but the majority come from the West. They come from the United States, United Kingdom, Australia. I get a lot of people from Thailand, but or they come from, say, Europe, like in Norway, Sweden, these kind of places. But there are people following from, say, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Dubai, and all these other kind of places, and they want to come here. And they're going to work for less money than the Westerners will. They will accept that. And most Westerners will say to me, oh yeah, I work for whatever, I don't care. Yes, you do. Believe me. Burmese work down in, what is it? Where am I thinking of? Patunam. There are a lot of Burmese working there. And they work for cheap. But for them, they think it's a good job. There are maids all over the place from Laos, from Burma, from Cambodia. They work for dirt cheap. So it's very hard as a Westerner if you don't have a degree. Okay? I'm going to put a link down below of the prohibited jobs list. These are the jobs that are prohibited by the government. But what I will say is just think about it this way. If a Thai can do it, you can. Why would they let you come here and work when you're taking the position of a native? Doesn't work that way. So, that's all I got. Now, if you like my channel, if you like this video, please click like, please share, please subscribe. I don't often say this, but I was thinking about it, and I need to say this a little bit more because I can always use subscribers. I value my subscribers. And like I said, please follow my trip. I'm not sure how many videos are going to come out of this or exactly how it's going to pan out, but that's part of the fun for me, and I'm looking forward to it. So, I guess that's it. Until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok di lat jerk and mine.